안녕하세요. 저는 조소입니다. 감사합니다. Blackpink 두고 있어요. Crazy Over You. I'm going to check out this song off of the album. It's Your Girls, Blackpink. Cause they're good, man. They're good. You can't argue with that, you know? And sure, they have the production behind it, but that's just the way things go, man. That's just the way things go. We don't hate, we appreciate. So let's give a listen.
I've been on a kiss and tell, send girls still wishing wells. If you're my man, I want you to myself. I know I have enemies, long as you're enemy, but I don't care 'cause I got what I need.
Oh yeah, need to get with the program. Boy, keep it close like slow dance. Hit you with the right, don't go there. No, man.
Met him, then get him. I make sure we stake. Got the venom to dead him. If he wanna snake, I mean sneak. I mean play hide and seek. Know that I'm gonna find you. Make sure you get left for your leave.
I saw you and knew what I was trying to do. I had to play it real smooth. And once I finally made my move, I went crazy over you.
Ooh.
Over you, only you. I went crazy over you. Like
Feels wrong, but it's right. Blacked out, no nightlight. Pinked out like fight night. Maxed out in my mind and the price right. Might buy, might bite. Never the regular decular. Will clean my mess up, but I'd rather mess it up. Simple as soap, so I need that. Oh no, don't you know I'm loco?
I saw you and knew what I was trying to do. I had to play it real smooth. And once I finally made my move, I went crazy over you. Over you, only you. I went crazy over you. Like boy, by the time I'm done, I won't be the only one like you made me. You can't blame me. Swear once you get a taste, you gon' take my place. You love me crazy. Sound the alarm.
I'ma be mad till you get me back in them arms. Give me all you got, go insane with a better love heart.
Love me like crazy, I love you crazy.
Oh man. That was really interesting. So okay. So it's in 4 and very like in most of the phrasings it's weird because we get the accent on the 1 and the 3. Not that that never happens, but it's more common in classical music. You know, you're gonna get an accent on the first and third beat, whereas in most pop songs it comes in on the 2 and the 4. The that's where we always get the snare hit in the drums mix, right? But in this one, it's definitely on the 1 and the 3, but it changes. There are a couple of sections in there where it does actually come in maybe 2 and 4 more so. Interesting mix, very minimal, and what an interesting like arrangement of instrument sounds. There's some sort of winds, you know, that sort of whistling instrument sound, a very like Eastern European kind of those crazy like rhythms and stuff. You know, it just very, very fast paced, very syncopated. Reminds me of, like, this is gonna sound weird, but Bulgarian wedding music. Like, if you ever hear Bulgarian wedding music, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it just has this weird sort of it's a very specific kind of sound. Also, that the whatever that string sounds was, right? That's I can't tell exactly what that is. Reminds me of the Gayagoom sound, but I don't think that's quite it. But it's definitely some sort of string sound. A lot of staccato instrument hits in here. A lot of it. It's one of these very, like, quirky, busy, yet minimalist types of mixes. It's super interesting, though, and a bit of a throwback too, as far as the overall feel. She had a Cypress Hill reference in there. It was pretty cool. It was really interesting. Definitely feels BLACKPINK, you know what I mean? Like, it's got that BLACKPINK quality to it, that BLACKPINK feel. And there's actually a nice contrast too, in between, like when the bass comes in, right? Your verse sections where you get that sort of funky Eastern European wind sound that's going on, and then later on when the chorus comes in, then we get like that big electronic sort of bass sound that comes in, right? Another funky 808 sound in this, and so it's actually a very strong contrast between something that's Eastern, European, and older too, much older, and then something that's a little bit more modern, a little bit more Western. Let's see. Yeah, see this right here. Oh man, it almost it does kind of sound like a Gayagoom or a sitar or something, and then some sort of bowed string instrument there, man, just really cool, like these instrument voicings, you know what I mean? Like, you don't hear this stuff all the time.
Been on a kiss and tell, send girls to wishing wells. If you're my man, I want you to myself. No, I'll have enemies.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, see, you get that little bell, right? The little ting on the 1, right? It's a lot of emphasis on 1 and 3, and that crazy whistle that's going on. And then what is it? So in the lyric we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and there's a lot of emphasis on 1 and 3. It's very specific.
But I don't care 'cause I got what I need. Oh yeah, need to get with the program. Boy, keep it close like
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
To dead him if he wanna snake. I mean sneak, I mean play hide and seek. Know that I'm gonna find you. Make sure you get left for your leave.
Nice. So you have different rhythmic patterns, of course, in the different parts, in each member's part, right? It's different, and that mix is doing this. It's fairly consistent underneath it, but yeah, it's just that emphasis on the 1 and the 3 is sort of what gives this track its characteristic feel. And okay, so let's see if we can catch when it shifts, right? It's going to shift from the 1 and the 3, and we'll hear more of it come in on the 2, and between 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's still on 1 and 3, right? Because here's where you get that bass bum, 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 but you get these little staccato hits on 1 and 3. Bum, 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 bum. Like it's still on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So much more like 4 on the floor there. You know, we're getting the same hit across, except for when the beat drops out. Interesting color change though. It becomes a lot like cooler, a lot sort of like it's bass centric. You know, the very busy whistling sort of melodic phrases are gone. A lot of that drops out, and all of a sudden we just have like pretty much the bass and the drums that are carrying this section right here. So it becomes this very deep, cool type of a sound to it. There's a part where it's going to open up though.
Feels wrong, but it's right. Blacked out all night like pinked out like fight night. Maxed out in my mind and the price right. Might buy, might bite. Never the regular decular. Would clean my mess up, but I'd rather mess it up. Simple as so I need that. Oh no, don't you know I'm loco?
Don't you know I'm loco? That's that's Cypress Hill, man. That's insane in the brain, you know. This is fun. This is it's a very fun track. This is cool. This is like, man, I feel it like I've heard this sound before, but I know I haven't heard this song before though. But it's a very cool mix. I actually do really enjoy the rhythms in all the lyric parts. They're I mean, you know, it's BLACKPINK. It's what they do. But it's a very eclectic sort of mix as far as the instrument voicings go. It's cool stuff, man. And that string sound too. It's very, very cool. It sounds almost like, you know, like a surfer kind of sound, like Dick Dale or something. But it sounds like it's not being played on a guitar. You know what I mean? Like they're doing something that has been done on a guitar, but on a different kind of an instrument. At least that's what it feels like.
Crazy over you, only you. I'm crazy over you, boy. By the time I'm done, I won't be the only one like you made me. You can't blame me. Swear once you get a taste, you gon' take my place. You love me crazy. I'ma be mad till you get me back in them arms.
Wow, so we just had 3 very prominent change ups. You know what I mean? It went from that bass centric sort of what was that, pre-chorus section. Then it went into something with very busy hat work, very much the trap style in the percussion that was going on. And now we have another one of these almost Eastern European type of rhythms to it. It's a very almost like a traditional dance type of a rhythm too, especially because of the percussion part here, that boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. We've had 3 different sort of shifts there, 3 different like colors that are going on, you know, from a little bit cool bass centric to very much brassy, staccato, very broken up kind of a sound. And now this is a very much an upbeat sort of dance type of a flow that's going on here. And those are nice change ups. Work really well for being short. Like, it's pretty concise actually. The difference as far as the like the duration, like as far as his phrasings, right? You pretty much get a phrase in one type of feel, and then a phrase in another one, and then a phrase in another one. And see, you know what? I don't even think it did shift. After all, I don't think it did shift to 2 and 4. No. This kept the 1 and the 3 as the accents as far as the beat goes. That's very interesting. It's been done, but it's just one of these things about popular music. Usually, it's going to have 2 and 4. So there's a lot of influence in this that comes from not popular music. The lyric carries influence of popular music for sure, but most of the mix sort of doesn't. The mix, the composition of the instruments, it really doesn't. This is much more. I mean, it's classical. If you wouldn't consider it to be pop, then it is classical technically. But from different regions, it's a very interesting mix. This is a super interesting mix.
Give me all you got, go insane with a bit of love heart. Love me like crazy, I love you crazy.
So man, that had so many different feels to it, so many different colors. It sort of started off doing one thing and gave you a little bit of another thing, then went back, and then it went through a succession of okay, here's one sort of color or feel, then here's another color or feel, and there's another color or feel, and it's fun. It's a fun song. What a crazy mix, though. This is a crazy mix. Man, I wish I could look up who was the who did the production for this track specifically. You know what I mean? For this one, because I know a lot of people were involved in the production of the album overall. Some of the names are listed up here, right? Of course, Teddy, Tommy Brown, RT, Stephen Franks, 24. It probably was Teddy, right? I mean, it does have that feel to it. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's fun. What an interesting mix as far as the instrumentals, and it was cool, man. It was cool, and just to hear something that uses a different sort of accent. It's just a fun feel. It's obviously very danceable. That's always going to be the case. You look at a lot of classical music, much of it is sort of composed with the intent of being for a dance. It has some sort of purpose. So not all, but there's definitely a substantial amount. You think waltzes, you think just all kinds of forms that you would find in classical that are going to have that, and the one is important so that where that step is. Okay, one, oh, okay, here I am, so you can catch it when it comes back around. But it's man, it was fun, fairly minimalist, but super busy, right? Just super busy. That in addition to the instruments that we tried to identify, there's other electronic sounds that start coming in, other sort of synth sounds that start coming in. This song moves all over the place, from where it starts to where it finishes. It's definitely got that BLACKPINK style. But how can I say? I guess the songs that I've mostly heard, they tend to give you, for sure that first part that comes in, that first sort of section, into the next section, into the next section. And by the time you get to that last one, the last one out, it's like the ultimate version of like that, that first section or whatever, like the way it builds up, like it has the same sounds, but with just more added onto it. It expands into this great big huge thing. But this was like a little bit all over the place, right? Like it kind of moved in like different directions, and it just went to different places. But it was fun. It's a fun song. It definitely is. The album, I think what I want to do, just for the sake of time, because things are getting real busy, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to focus my efforts on covering certain albums. So like, for example, How You Like That, we've done that one because there's a video for it, a music video. Also Love Sick Girls, we've done that one because there's a video for it. Now we've done Crazy Over You. So I think what I'll try to do is cover the rest of the songs that are on this album. And then likewise, one of the things that I want to do is, with some groups, go back to maybe the first album and try to knock out all the tracks, right? So we can start getting through a lot of B-sides that way, and get more familiar and not knock out whole albums at a time. And not necessarily album reviews, but we can break it up into the different songs, and in the end we'll basically have a strong idea, interpretation of what the album actually is. That way it's a bit more streamlined, and it just is something, and I change it up later. Every now and again I'll just pick something at random. But there are so many groups, there's so many, it's just, it becomes a bit overwhelming at times, because it seems like there's this, because there is a mountain of content, you know what I mean? There's a mountain of stuff. There's a whole like world, there are whole universes of this stuff that you have to go through. And so I think just having a little bit of an order and knocking some things out, but it'll be fun. Either way, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So that was the album, Crazy Over You. And we'll continue to go through some of the tracks on here. There's not too many, really. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left on this album that I've never heard before, so I can go ahead and go through those, and then we'll go through some different artists and stuff, and another album will come up and go through that album, and then we'll just keep rotating around that way. But it was a super interesting mix. The girls sounded great, of course. All their vocal parts had really great rhythms to it. Not nice contrast between each individual member's part. Over that very eclectic sort of mix that had the sort of busy, quirky, whistling loops, and the that sort of funky, like string sounds, very staccato, and then the bass-centric, sort of nice, cool, dark kind of sections to it. Very busy track, man. Just really never puts it down. It drops the beat a couple of times here, but it doesn't really stop. It's a very busy track, but it's super fun. So it'll be cool to get through the rest of the album and see what they have put together by 2020. This is the album that's got like Lovesick Girls, so by the time this came out, everybody was like, okay, this is BLACKPINK here. So it'll be fun just to catch up on it. And until next time, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. But that was BLACKPINK with Crazy Over You.